Dear students, welcome to the class of Business Communication. My name is Dipali Bodhakur and I shall take the class of Business Communication. So, the first unit is Nature of Communication. Before going to the nature of communication, let us know what is communication. Communication can broadly be defined as exchange of ideas, messages, and information between two or more persons through a medium in a manner that the sender and the receiver understands the message in the common sense, that is, they develop common understanding of the message. So, here communication is something which we do day to day. Even now, I am communicating with you. This is a mode of communication that is both verbal and written. What is nature of communication? Communication has a symbolic nature and is an act of sharing one's ideas, emotions, attitudes, or perceptions with another person or groups of persons through words written or spoken, gestures, signals, signs, or other modes of transmitting images. The transmission of ideas always encounters barriers that reduces its effectiveness. There are various types of nature of communication that affects the process. The whole process of communication is affected by the nature we are going to discuss now. Number one is communication is related to human activity. Communication exchanges are actually directly linked with every single moment of human being. Communication is a way of expressing ourselves through gestures, signals, signs, written or verbal way. So, at the present time, if you just try to understand that the way I am trying to communicate to you is a way of communication. I am trying to talk, I am trying to give you notes. That is a way of both verbal and written communication. When you are talking to your parents or when you are giving some signs, that is also a way of communication. So, communication is related to each and every human activity. For example, if you have a pet in your house, you may not communicate with your pet through words, but yes, you will definitely communicate with your pet with some gestures, signs, or even you can talk. Nowadays we can talk with our pets. They try to understand what we are trying to communicate. Next is communication involves two or more parties. At least two parties are involved in virtually any communication exchange process. This party which communicates information is known as sender, and a party who is provided with the information is known as a device. Even so, in some instances, some sort of sender could send out a message to many receivers. So here you can see that you are the receiver and I am the sender. I am communicating a particular message to you, and you also can realize that there are so many receivers at the present time, because if I calculate the number of students which are listening, which are viewing my video, then I can say that I have so many receivers and I am the only sender. So here you can understand that communication involves two or more parties. Two parties will be definitely there, that is the sender and the receiver. If I am the sender, you are the receiver. But again, if all my students are listening to the video, are going through the video, then there will be so many receivers. Communication could be a one-way or maybe a two-way process. Communication might take the design involving two-way or maybe one-way process. With two-way communication, the receiver sends his feedback to the sender after receiving the message. One-way communication means sending information by sender which can only be received but not revert back. In this particular means of communication, receiver does not present his or her reaction to the sender. So, when I am communicating with you through a video, that is through a recorded video, that is a one-way process of communication, because you can receive my message but you cannot revert back. But if I am taking an online class where you can receive my message and also you can question me, you can give your feedback directly to me, in an online class, that is a two-way process. Next, success of communication depends on a proper understanding of parties involved. Powerful communication is about if the receiver understands the concept that the sender sends. If the receiver does not deliver his or her reaction to the sender is not going to fully grasp the receiver's view. In this case, the communications are going to be inadequate. As a result, to make the communication prosperous, the sender and receiver needs to understand the message properly. So, when a sender sends the message and the receiver receives the message, the message when the sender has sent and how the receiver has received needs to be properly communicated, because now I'm discussing some of the points of the nature of communication, and I'm not aware if you people are understanding or not, because you are not able to give me your feedback. So it is very important that in communication we try to involve both the sender and the receiver. In an online class, perhaps if I would have taken the class practically where you are present, then it would have been more benefited, because you could have cleared your own doubts. Therefore, it is very important that the sender and the receiver are directly involved in the process of communication in order to avoid misunderstandings. So this is all for today's class. I hope you have understood, and yes, if you have any kind of doubt, you can just ask me in the next class. Thank you.